I want to do it right now.
I was like, 11.6.
0.3.
Want to bet? You called this new Forester, you said it's carrot cake. Right.
Wild adventure.
That was wild.
Ça va, mon petit cœur?
Oh, I don't know what that means. Look at this beautiful scenery here on Vancouver Island. We're here for the introduction of the brand new 2025 Subaru Forester. It is all new, and not just that, we have a special new guest presenter on this review all the way from Quebec.
Hey, bonjour Brian, ça va bien?
Bien, bien.
Let's do it in English. Let's go drive the new Forester, Brian.
All right, I'm driving. All right, so if you don't know who Matthew is, he has a YouTube channel called
Car Question. It's
Yeah.
right there on the t-shirt.
It's pretty fancy. He's got his own swag even. I need to get a t-shirt too.
You need to get some swag, Brian. You need to get that whole line of clothes to make sure that your fans are wearing your color because they love you.
Well, you know, we're so honored. Not only does Car Question actually do videos in English, but they also do videos en français, in French as well. So if you speak French, you can watch his videos there. But yeah, we've known each other for a long time.
Yeah.
And we are on this trip with Subaru with the brand new Forester. And I gotta just say, before we get into the car, Subaru has this partnership with St. John's Ambulance Therapy Dogs, and last night was one of the most interesting receptions we ever had. They actually brought some of these dogs in, and yeah, unfortunately, Subaru, the star of the show was not the Forester last night, it was these dogs.
Yeah, but let's get truthful, Brian. You know, when you look at who's buying Subaru and who are the owner, there are people that like adventure. There are people that cares for their pets. When you pull up at the pet store or when you go to the vétérinaire, you can translate that if you want. When you look what's in the parking, there's a lot of Forester, a lot of Crosstrek, there's even Impreza, but those people like the outdoors, like their pets, like to take care of them. And it was a natural thing for Subaru to get involved in that.
A lot of people can benefit from these therapy dogs for sure. So thank you, Subaru, for including us with your partnership with St. John's Therapy Dogs. So back to the Forester, as you're mentioning. Yeah, this is like it's a compact SUV, so popular for the people that are adventurous.
Yeah.
They you know, you want to put stuff on the roof. By the way, you can actually put a roof tent on here. It will actually hold it. You get, I think, 300 kilograms of static of weight that it can actually hold. So that's pretty decent. A couple other things why it's so popular: standard symmetrical all-wheel drive across the board.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite features of Subaru, and that's what they're known for. It started with that. They're still giving that standard to every buyers, and this is one of the most performant all-wheel drive that you can get. If you're rolling 20 kilometers, if you're rolling 120, whatever the speed, that all-wheel drive system will be there, and you need to turn left on that one, Brian.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Navigator. So yeah, you get the all-wheel drive, and you know, this does have a kind of an updated boxer engine, 2.5 liter, naturally aspirated.
Updated, man. Take your call on that. 2 more pound-feet of torque.
But the torque comes on quite a bit lower, which makes it feel like it has more torque.
It makes you feels like, but it's still the good old recipe of that 2.5 engine. There's no magic to that. The CVT, well, people don't like CVT usually, but this one that we are actually driving has the 8-speed simulated speed.
Yep.
It's not that bad, but you know, it's what we're used to. There's nothing revolutionary about that, but it's much more about the feeling, the comfort, the low noise level of that vehicle that keeps the usual, you know, the people that usually buy Forester, they're gonna find themselves in known territory if they drive this one, but with improvements.
Yeah, so the transmission, they say 80% of the components have been revamped on this transmission. It's more reliable, it's more efficient, all those type of things that just make it good. A lot of things you don't even notice at all when you get into this compared to the previous one maybe.
Yeah.
But it's all for the benefit of efficiency, pricing, and reliability.
Yeah, and don't think about more fuel efficiency because it's pretty much the same as the precedent version. You can tow also up to 1,500 pounds, which is not really much, but it's the usual stuff that you need to carry on adventure, an ATV, a snowmobile, or I don't know, whatever camping gears you need to bring in the trailer, or simply towing your small RV, you know?
Styling wise, on the outside, it's basically all new. So Subarus usually have this big greenhouse. It's very boxy.
Yep.
So they did a couple visual tricks to make it seem less boxy, but it still has the same capabilities on the outside and the inside especially. So if you look on the A pillars, the C pillars, they put these separations, and that gives it a feeling that you think that, oh, it's not as tall, but it's the same.
It seems larger though. It seems a little bit more bulkier. And, they wanted to get a little bit more forms, a little bit more, impression that when you look at it, it's sleek. But you're gonna see also that whatever the version you're gonna choose, it's mostly the same line. The wheels are nearly the same. Now they go from, let's say, 17 inches to 19 inches wheels now. And if you go for the sports version, you've got that bronze feeling package. But you know what? It's looking like a little bit like some Ford vehicle. Even more with the Sport that we have right now with that blue color. Oh,
I do like that blue color. By the way, if we're in the Premier here, and if you go to the Sport, compared to the Sport and the Premier, they have different headlights. Okay, so this one, since the Premier has this kind of like the silver bar that goes straight across the front, it basically joins up the headlights, and it doesn't happen on the Sport model at all. That's pretty well the only difference, and the color of that. I do like that bronze. And on this one here, they have a lot of hexagonal designs. So from the front grille, on the bottom rocker, even the actual silhouette of the windows, if you look at it, they have a hexagonal design throughout the entire vehicle, even on the front valence area. So I think there's got a lot of style to it. Also, now new, if you go up one trim level up from the base, you do get a standard power lift gate, but it is hands-free, and it's actually a kick feature.
Yeah, but until you put a hitch, if you're gonna tow with a trailer, next thing you know, let's be truthful, that's gonna be canceled because it needs, the room to put the hitch and everything like that. But hey, also when you get to the rear, bye-bye are the lobster claw tail light. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
It was shaped like this. So now it's looking even better. But once that trunk open to access the roominess inside, the Forester has been known to be one of the most spacious for cargo, and you can put a lot of things in that trunk, even more when you put the seats down.
The vehicle is 15 millimeters longer, also 15 millimeters wider, and the cargo area is a little bit deeper compared to the outgoing model, so you can fit more cargo in there. You do get a spare tire underneath, which is a big bonus. A lot of people are complaining nowadays, not enough vehicles have spare tires. Well, Subaru's giving you a spare tire, and they actually have a lot of hooks. There's whether for the groceries or you want to hook whatever you want there, and they have accessory kind of ports that you can put different accessories on, whether it's netting or anything like that. And I like the hooks even up top, so you can hang things. So if you're maybe going scuba diving or something, you want to hang your clothes to dry or something like that, you can hang them on there. And a standard LED light on the tailgate itself now.
Seems small, but it gives a great lighting during the night.
It does, because maybe you're going camping or you're just doing activities. Extra bit of lighting might help you find something out of your gym bag, or when you're trying to get changed or something like that. So lots of benefits there. On the inside, quite a bit of change. This Premier, by the way, gets leather seats, leather and Alcantara on the sides here. They've redesigned the seats, reinforced it, less pressure points. They made it more of a U-shaped. Apparently it's easier, like if you have kids, for instance, and to go back. I'm not going to do that right now, but that is also new. Big brand new 11.6 inch infotainment screen with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto.
11.3.
11.6.
0.3.
Want to bet?
I want to bet about that. I've got 11.3 in my notes.
11.6?
You see?
I'm saying 11.6.
Okay.
We'll see who's right, okay? Okay, so...
That's fine. We cut, we come back.
Okay, all right. 11.6. Okay, we have USB-A, USB-C. Now, this is pretty well standard, basically above the base trim, essentially. The base trim still gets a smaller 7-inch screen.
Those are not my favorite dual screen, and if you go with that screen, you got to keep in mind that this multimedia system is kind of okay. You've got Android Auto, Apple CarPlay that now uses a lot more section of the screen, but it's not the fastest one. You need to get used to that, or when you start the car, go slowly on it, because you're gonna see it takes a little bit of time to react sometime. But it's still got all the information, the weather, your X mode accessible up on top over here. And talking about some connection, you've got even an old auxiliary connector down there, typical USB connector, and how about the USB 3.0 also connector, everything to get you connected to that system.
Yeah, you know, and one thing, this also has the Premier, it has the 360 camera. That's just great, but on the other side, I'm gonna say this, is that, you know, if you go to, like, for instance, that Sport, I like that Sport trim, so that Sport trim, it's pretty well the same, except you're not going to get leather, you're going to get artificial leather, which is good. It's easy to clean.
Easy to clean.
But you do get the Stabilix dampers for the suspension, so it's a little bit different. But other than that, it's pretty well the same. You get the larger screen and everything, but you don't get a 360 camera. And this is one of my gripes between, not just for Subaru, from a lot of manufacturers. I think that the 360 camera is such a useful feature, and you should be able to get that on any trim, even if you have to pay for it. I'm willing to pay, you know, and just pay just for that feature, but to have to go up to either the top or near the top trim to get that, it just really, really bugs me.
Yeah, and it's all about the security feature. Also, don't forget about the Eyesight system that you get standard in every Forester version. But also, you're gonna have to keep in mind that this is one car that gets the best result for crashing with the IIHS. Sorry about my accent, Brian.
What accent?
I don't know. I don't know. The Georges Saint-Pierre one. But you know, this is one of the vehicles that it's all about security. Also, you can take it in winter out. You can drive it in summer, on road, off road. This is all about versatility and comfort. And even if that suspension feels a little bit bouncy on the regular road, it's a price you gotta pay to still get comfortable once you're gonna hit those unpaved roads.
So speaking of the paved and unpaved roads, here's some images. You know, we actually did take it off pavement, not really like off road, like rock crawling, but even we're on a fairly bumpy road. This is not the smoothest type of pavement here, and we've noticed this though, that this vehicle it's so smooth and it's so quiet. You know, they've definitely improved on their sound deadening in here, but just how quiet this vehicle is. This is probably one of the smoothest and quietest Subarus I've actually driven up to this point. We're going up a hill right now. We're going up elevation. You can hear that CVT, and it's really, really doing such an amazing job simulating these gears. There's no wind up that you normally get with a conventional CVT. So,
be careful, wildlife up in front. And that's the Subaru Adventure way.
Yeah,
I've got it covered for the viewer. I'm taking the shot.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Let's go slowly.
Let's go very, very slow. They are not moving at all. Okay. Now
you know what? That's what I call adventure.
Look at this.
This
is the type of thing that you see when you drive a Forester. Near the forest, you get wildlife.
Wild adventure.
That was wild. Who do you think the competitors are on this?
The classical one, you know, they're simply getting in that segment where there's the most aggressive competition ever. Toyota RAV4, we're talking about Honda CR-V, we're talking about Mazda CX-5, we're talking about those big ones that are, getting a lot of buyers to go for that. But Subaru has always been able, you know, to take his pins out of the game, and even the Nissan Rogue also, which is doing fairly well over here in Canada, and there's a lot. I could go on the list for it.
And the thing about the Subaru, you know, they have their core buyers, but I tell a lot of people, they're asking like, what kind of SUV should I buy, whatever. And a lot of times I've said, hey, have you ever thought about a Subaru, whether a Forester or an Outback? And they're like, no. I'm like, you really should try it, especially if you want something a little more SUV-like. This Forester, a little more wagon-like. You go to the Outback, but not only do you get kind of like this SUV, a greenhouse and utility and capability, but you also get the car-like drive to it, and that's a big bonus. When you open up the hood and you see that boxer engine, so it's supposedly it's a flat 4, it sits so low that you can almost put some more storage on top of that engine, and that low slung engine makes a huge difference in handling. For this, we've done twisty roads, and if you can hear, well, we're going up a hill right now. We're going up elevation. You can hear that CVT, and it's really, really doing such an amazing job simulating these gears. There's no wind up that you normally get with a conventional CVT.
But let's be truthful, there's going to be some new stuff under the hood of that Forester really soon. Guess what? Hybrid engine is confirmed.
Yep.
When is it going to be there? Well, you're going to get probably aware really soon if you stay tuned on the channel. And let's keep in mind also that the president of Subaru talked about PHEV. So which car are going to get that in the lineup? But hey, we don't know for all the lineup. But the thing that we know for sure is that zero emission goal, Subaru still has that, and they're gonna work with Toyota, with Mazda, with Subaru. All the biggest Japanese company are gonna work together, and usually reliability and great technology and fuel efficiency is going to be right there on the menu.
And who's one of the biggest players in the hybrid market?
I know,
Toyota.
Is there.
You can't. They're in very, very good company partnering with their hybrid system.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But Brian, the biggest challenge, if you want to go for an hybrid vehicle, let's say a Forester, price-wise, it's gonna have to be aggressive, but also it's gonna have to show a big improvement with fuel efficiency. That I think that they could do. But let's be truthful also, I don't want to sacrifice that all-wheel drive capability, that all-wheel drive system that made the reputation of Subaru. The manual mode does a little bit more, but you can hear the engine a little bit hot. Oh, what was that?
I don't know.
Sound?
You're maybe probably lane departure.
Yeah.
Watch out for animals, though.
Tell me when you're scared.
Oh, it says slow.
It says slow?
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
We're slowing down.
Oh, there goes a couple $1,000 of camera
Don't worry
gear.
about that. It's strong.
It's your camera gear.
Oh, curve. It's not that sporty, it tangles
No
a little
one's
bit.
going to drive their Forester like this.
I am. So don't say
Whatever.
no one. There's at least one person in the world who does it.
Young families, you got kids in the back, you're not going to be driving it.
Dog
like
lovers,
Dog lovers.
animal lovers,
I love dogs.
outdoors person, hiking. So what speed, Ryan, are we rolling right now?
We're doing 104 kilometers an hour, which is about 63 miles per hour for our southern friends.
I'm gonna put it in 7th gear, simulated gear.
Yeah.
Here, we can have a talk.
It's still quiet in here.
It is really quiet. Hey, Brian, I'm floored.
Are you seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, because you're in 7th gear. Okay.
Trick you. Use the paddle shift. And
so even under manual mode, it will actually not override.
No, it will not. I love the Forester because it's well balanced.
Yes. That boxer engine.
Yeah. You're going to be driving on a bad road, and right now this one is punishing. There's so many holes in this one. Do you know how we call that in French?
I don't know.
Nid de poule.
Nid de poule.
Yeah, those bumpy, those holes, those everything, yeah.
There we go. We have a French lesson here.
Yeah, and when there's a washed out road like this one, with so many bumps, so many holes and everything, with the Forester, you just lies weird.
So, do you think, I'm just curious, though, you think Subaru did enough with this 6th generation Forester?
People, well, the Subaru lovers don't love it because of its design. They don't like fancy things.
They don't like fancy things?
No. They just love to get everything inside, to get everything on top, to get everything as they can from point A to point B, whatever the weather is going to be.
They want something that works, something that's reliable.
Yeah. There you go.
Right? That's a big, huge thing. Reliability is huge.
Yeah, that's for the usual Forester buyer. But for the new buyer, you're going to have to convince them to try it. Because when you look at it, it's a little bit conservative. It just doesn't stand out like some other fancier SUV, as we could say. It doesn't look aggressive. It doesn't. No, it looks like something that you can use. It can be, you know.
I like the new look though. I think they've modernized it. They've kind of shaved the corners. They've kind of curated into something that looks more modern without compromising.
How about that symmetrical all-wheel drive logo in the back? That's a nice touch of addition.
Mm-hmm. And I like the bronze accents they have on the sport trim. I've said it a few times this year that bronze is the new black. Everyone is going and using bronze, and I don't mind it. I think it looks actually pretty good. Yeah, so you had a term, and I've never heard of it before. Mm-hmm. So you called this new Forester, you said it's carrot cake. Right?
Well, a carrot cake, there is so many ways to do a carrot cake, but at the base it's the same recipe, but it's all about the frost that you're gonna add on top. The more frost, the more fun it is. So right now there's not too much frost, but just enough, to give you a good taste of that nice carrot cake. And a carrot cake is usually not pretty, but guess what? It's good when you eat it.
I like carrot cake. I wouldn't say that carrot cake's not pretty. I think it's got good frosting on it. Yeah. I really like carrot cake, and I think that people that already like the old carrot cake are gonna like this carrot cake with more frosting.
You okay, Brian? You want me to shake you a little bit?
No, don't. For real.
For real.
I will get sick.
I did not thought about that. I thought you were strong.
No, I get motion sick.
You serious?
Yeah, especially in the passenger seat.
Okay, anyways, sorry, Brian.
That's okay.
I'll take care of your little heart.
That's okay.
Ça va, mon petit cœur?
Oh, I don't know what that means. This sounded.
Just say yes.
Yes. All right. Well, anyways, that's it for us on Vancouver Island. What'd you think of Vancouver Island? It's not your first time, but
it's island weather. I love the green colors. The roads are not bad. Lots of twisties, and people are friendly. Everybody was waving at us. I like that feeling, that good vibe.
Yeah, there's a lot of good vibes here, and the food has been incredible as well. Yeah. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to check out Matthew's channel, Car Question, and make sure on this channel, like and subscribe for more everyday reviews. Ciao. Say bye.
Bye.
It's like, so rude.
I was driving. I'm trying to take care of your little heart.